Welcome back to Retirement Coffee Talk with Sharice Rivers at Zinnia Wealth. Online, you can find us at zinniawealth.com, Zinnia wealth.com. All right, so one of the biggest ways that we get clipped every year is baggage fees at the airport. I've got so many stories, but not enough time to do them. So last year, if you were to add up the top 20 airlines, how much they made in baggage fees alone, $33 billion. Billion with a B. $33 billion in baggage fees.
I believe it, totally.
Now, if you add up flight changes, seat changes, and all the other fees that they charge you, it goes up to $118 billion.
We're in the wrong industry. Hello.
Holy smokes.
I know.
I was just totally shocked by that number.
You know what, Randy? We are taxed to death. We are feed to death. And you know what? Eventually, death is upon us, exactly. Right? The three worst things that are guaranteed in life, for sure.
Death, taxes, and fees now, right?
No.
All right. So, I mean, every time you go to an ATM, it's on a network, you pay a fee, you look at your phone bill, you got fees, and you don't understand what all these fees are. But you know what? We talk about financial stuff here on this show, and this is an area that a lot of people don't know about, they don't pay attention to, and they should. And it's something that comes out of your analysis is how much are you paying to have that 401k in Fidelity? How much are you paying to have that mutual fund or to buy that stock or to sell that stock? The financial industry is full of fees, isn't it, Sharice?
Hidden fees, hidden fees, hidden fees. And people don't want you to know about those fees, right? I mean, we talked about how somebody came in and their fees were close to $20,000 and ours were $4,000. Why? Gosh. Well, we are changing how retirement looks, the outlook of your fees when you save those dollars each and every day, how much you get back in your pocket. So fees are everywhere, right? And fees are good because you're getting something, you're getting a value. But fees aren't good if you're not getting a value. For example, somebody just came in, they said, we're with Fisher, right? And they said, I've been with them for 2 years and we're finally back to even, yet I'm being charged. I don't know if that one was 1.25 or 1.5. And they said, I'm not getting a value. They're not doing the full holistic approach like you are. They just put me in a 60-40 and I see something change maybe once every 4 months. They're like, that is what you're talking about. This is Talk Jock. Those are your fees. I'm being feed to death. And then we just do that fee analysis. Like, listen, this is what you pay here. This is what you pay there. I can do the same thing they're going to do. And I can be buy and hold and not be holistic, but I'll at least save you some money. But we like the whole approach. So even though we're going to charge a couple of bucks in fees, right, which is to me the most reasonable around here, we are actually going to do stuff. Social security planning, elder planning, tax planning, life planning, estate planning. We're going to talk to your kids. It never ends. And we don't do that because we have to. We do it because we actually love to, and we love our clients, and we want to help in every realm we can. Even when it comes to Medicare, we have our Medicare gurus. We're going to help you and guide you through Medicare. There's so many phases, but we're not going to fee you for all those little things that we sprinkle in, just like the baggage fees. Every time you add a bag, every time you upgrade, I want Delta, I want, business class, I want this, I want that, right? You're going to get an extra fee. Here at Zinnia Wealth, we're not going to keep feeing you. You want to take withdrawals from your account? We're not going to charge you a fee, right? But I will tell you this. Buyer beware. There's a ton of fees. There's more fees in your 401k than you actually realize. That's why we do that 401k x-ray. So we can show you what you have. We can show you if you can't get out of that 401k because you're still committed to working and they won't let you move it. Well, here's some other choices at your 401k. When you come in and see us, if you don't have a 401k, you're retired, you're prepping for retirement, and I see these accounts loaded in mutual funds, I already know who you're dealing with, right? Not only do you have a mutual fund commission, there's also a fee inside of that, okay? Those are for the loaded mutual funds, and the non-loaded mutual funds, which you can get at Vanguard, there aren't commissions. Fidelity doesn't typically have commissions, but the advisor is going to charge you 1%, and Fidelity is going to charge you 0.5% to 1%. So there's fees. I mean, that's a lot of fees. A 1.5% is still feeing you to death. Why would we do that on a $500,000 portfolio? Why would we do that on $1 million portfolio? And why would we do that when you got $4 million, right? Your fee should be 0.5%. Yeah. So just know who you're buying, know who you're working with. And I used to say this all the time, Randy, and I haven't said it in a while, but I do say it in my workshops when we do those workshops every month. interview 3 advisors. Come in. I dare you. I dare you to come in and interview me or one of our members here, one of the advisors, and then go interview 2 more. And you will see the quality and you will see the difference. And now you are prudent, you are intentional, and you did it. Now, whatever decision you make, you're going to know that it's the right one based on your first, second, and third appointments. And you go with your gut. And that's all we ask. That's our ask.
It's such a good point to bring up is what are you getting for what you're paying? And the financial industry is weird. I mean, if you went to go to get your car, get an oil change, and you had a Honda, and they said, okay, it's $50 to get your oil change if you have a Honda. But then you bring a BMW in there, and they say, oh, no, it's $150,000 for your oil change. Why? Because you have a more expensive car? Really? So that means if you have $500,000 and bring it in, you get charged this much. But if you have $1 million, you get charged this much for doing the same work. It just doesn't make sense. And you as the consumer, you as the client should look right at that advisor and say, what is this costing me? And if you don't like the answer that comes back, walk. You should be able to make that kind of a decision. So,
well, exactly. I had a client come in, Randy, and they just said, how much do the tires on your car just cost you? That you said you had your tire blown out. I'm like, oh, about $1,000. It's like for 4 tires. They're like, their car's half the size of mine. There's like, we were just quoted 4 tires for $2,000. So of course, I know you got to shop around. So if you're going to go buy tires, shop at 3 places. Go to the one place you would never go to, and then go to your normal place. And then, you know what? If you like the normal place, go back and say, hey, I found these, and then barter with them. You're allowed to do that, by the way.
Come in and find out the difference at Zinnia Wealth. We'll show you right away. Give us a call. Give us a look on our website, zinniawealth.com, ZINNIA wealth.com. That portfolio x-ray that we talk about gives you an analysis of how much you're paying and then how can we help and how can we put more of that money in your pocket. 833-368-3680 is our number, 833-368-3680.
Thanks for listening to the Retirement Coffee Talk podcast. If you have questions or would like to begin the process of building a tailored retirement plan, call Zinnia Wealth at 833-368-3680 or find us online at zinniawealth.com.
Investment advisory services offered through Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC, a registered investment advisor. The firm only conducts business in states where it is properly registered or is excluded from registration requirements. Registration is not an endorsement of the firm by securities regulators and does not mean the advisor has achieved a specific level of skill or ability. Insurance products are offered through Zinnia Wealth Management, LLC, Florida license L078655, and Sharice Rivers, Florida license P037744. Zinnia Wealth Advisory, LLC, and Zinnia Wealth Management, LLC are affiliated entities. The information presented is believed to be current. It should not be viewed as personalized investment advice. All expressions of opinion reflect the judgment of the presenter on the date of the podcast and are subject to change. The information presented is not an offer to buy or sell or a solicitation of any offer to buy or sell any of the securities discussed. You should consult with a professional advisor before implementing any of the strategies discussed. Any legal or tax information provided in this podcast is general in nature. Always consult an attorney or tax professional regarding your specific legal or tax situation. Any client experience discussed on this show are unique to that client. Annuity and life insurance guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. If you withdraw money from or surrender your contract within a certain time after investing, the insurance company may assess a surrender charge. Withdrawals may be subject to tax penalties and income taxes. Persons selling annuities or other insurance products receive compensation for these transactions. These commissions are separate and distinct from fees charged for advisory services. Insurance products also contain additional fees and expenses. Social Security rules and regulations are subject to change at any time. Always consult with your local Social Security office before acting upon any information provided herein. References to specific investments should not be construed as being past specific recommendations. The returns for various indices discussed in this podcast do not represent the performance of the firm or any of its advisory clients. Returns do not reflect the impact that advisory fees will have on an investment. Past performance may not be indicative of future results. All investment strategies have potential for profit or loss. Different types of investments involve higher and lower levels of risk. There is no guarantee that a specific investment strategy will be suitable or profitable for an investor's portfolio. Historical performance returns for investment indexes and or categories usually do not deduct transaction and or custodial charges or advisory fees, which would decrease historical performance results. There are no guarantees that a portfolio will match or outperform a specific benchmark. Investments in fixed income products are subject to liquidity risk, market risk, index rate risk, credit risk, inflation risk, purchasing power risk, and taxation risk. Because bond prices fluctuate continually, their yields change constantly.